So we're going to take a look at how to construct a congruent line segment. And so we have a line segment, KF. Those are nice initials. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to construct a straight line. Now, I don't know how long this is, and clearly it's not congruent to line segment KF. So I need to make, I need to use my ruler so I can find a so I can make a congruent line segment to line segment KF. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my compass to measure line segment KF. So we have K, which has the metal point, and the F, which has the graphite point. And so I'm going to move this compass over to my new line, and I'm going to put a little dot at my end point. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing the compass around, and now I know that this distance between KF is the same as the distance between my endpoint here and my arc. So now it's time to label my new segment. So let's call this K prime, and I don't know, let's call this point right here F prime. And then I need to erase the part that is not part of that line segment. And there we go. We have a congruent line segment. Now for my second piece of construction magic, we are going to find a midpoint to line segment TW. That's a shout out to my boy Tanner Wells. So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to place the metal point on the end point, on point T. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter if my compass is open to here or to here. The big deal is we need to make sure that our compass is open past what we would imagine our midpoint is going to be located, or where our midpoint is going to be located. So I'm going to open it a little bit past, and I'm going to use a different color so it's a little easier to see the differences. And so I'm going to swing my compass up here. I'm going to make the same arc below my line. And then I'm going to take my compass without letting it change compass settings. Notice how it's still open 245. And so I'm going to put the endpoint on point W. And I'm going to swing it up so that I get two intersecting arcs, one above and one below the line segment. And this may be familiar from when you guys were doing those geometric construction drawings. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to put the end point of my ruler on the intersection of those two arcs, swing it around, and now I'm going to draw a line that connects those two endpoints. And now we know that this point right here is the midpoint of point TW. Let's call this, I don't know, what's your middle name? Patrick. Let's call this point P. Now, to show that two line segments are congruent, we need to have a tick mark. So these tick marks show that line segment TP is congruent to line segment PW.